with you. Cecil Northcott tells in one of his books about a group of young people from many nations who were discussing how the Christian gospel might be spread. They talked of propaganda, of literature, of all the ways available to them for spreading the gospel in the 21st century. Then the girl from Africa spoke. When we want to take Christianity to one of our villages, she said, we don't send them books. We take a Christian family and send them to live in the village, and they make the village Christian by living there. It is the power of one. It is the power of one family, of one person, of one church, making a difference for Jesus Christ. I have been privileged to witness the power of one many times in my walk as pastor. One man was given a new position in his company that came with a substantial raise. He turned it down. He refused to accept the new position because his new role would have required that he work on Sundays. He took that commandment about honoring the Sabbath very literally and very seriously. The people he worked with, his co-workers, started asking him questions about Jesus. In their minds, he had put his money where his mouth is. He had stood up for his faith even when it cost him. His integrity made them want to know more. The power of one. Every year at annual conference, there is a sad moment of celebration. I'm sorry, I just don't know how else to describe it. It is the moment when one or a few of our United Methodist churches close their doors for the very last time. It is sad. We all stand out of respect, much like we do at services of death and resurrection, funerals. But it is a moment of celebration, too. How many weddings have been held at those churches through the decades? How many souls have been ushered to heaven and peace given to families in those churches? How many marriages strengthened? How many families nourished and sustained in these churches? How many children and teenagers, young people, learned the stories of our faith and how to live them in these churches? How many prayers have been offered, tithes given, faith commitments made, baptisms confirmed at these churches? How many sins have been forgiven around a shared table and a shared meal of bread and cup in these churches? Just one church in each of their communities. But what a legacy of Christian love and grace. The power of one. One man or woman set on fire for Jesus Christ can change a world. One person, one church, one family, one faithful witness can change a nation. One of the great stories of the Christian church is the story of Telemachus. He was a hermit of the desert, but something, we know it to be the call of God, something told him that he must go to Rome. He went. Rome was nominally Christian, but even in Christian Rome, the gladiator games went on. Men fought with each other, and crowds roared with lust for blood. Telemachus found his way to the games. 80,000 people were there to spectate. He was horrified. Were these men slaughtering each other not also children of God? He leaped from his seat right into the arena and stood between the gladiators. He was tossed aside. He came back. The crowd was angry. They began to stone him. Still, he struggled back between the gladiators. The prefect's command roared out. A sword flashed in the sunlight, and Telemachus was dead. Suddenly, there was a hush as the crowd realized what had happened. A holy man lay dead. Something happened to Rome that day, for there were never again any gladiator games. By his death, one man had let loose something that cleansed an empire. Jesus on the cross, one man who cleansed the world. The power of one. You may not need to fight a gladiator anytime soon, but you or someone you know or someone you love might have a gladiator-sized problem on their hands. What a perfect time to show the love and the grace and the wisdom of God and make a difference. We never know how God will use us, only that we must let God use us, because the world needs to see the power of one with God. Amen.